You might think that emotional control is just about staying calm in traffic or not getting angry at a tough boss. But what if I told you there's a deeper, more powerful way to gain control over your emotions, and in turn, transform your life? Imagine being able to stay calm, composed, and unshakable no matter what life throws at you. Sounds like a superpower, right? Well, it's not. It's Stoicism, a philosophy that's been around for thousands of years, yet still holds the key to mastering your emotions and building unshakable resilience. In this video, you're going to learn exactly how Stoicism can help you build mental strength, overcome adversity, and achieve a level of emotional freedom that most people only dream of. If you're tired of letting stress and negative emotions control your life, then you're in the right place. Today, you'll discover Stoic principles and practices that you can start applying immediately, no matter your situation. Stick around until the end because I'll be sharing a simple but profound technique, one that's so powerful, you'll wonder why you never used it before. Ready to take control of your emotions and transform your mental strength? Let's dive in. Topic 1. The Foundations of Stoicism. Stoicism is not just an ancient philosophy, it's a timeless guide to living with resilience and emotional strength. Imagine, for a moment, that life is a ship sailing through unpredictable waters. The winds may blow strong, the waves may rise high, but the Stoic mind, like a seasoned captain, knows how to adjust the sails, navigate through the storm, and stay on course. That's the essence of Stoicism. Understanding that while we can't control the external forces, we have full command over our inner response. It teaches us that life's challenges are not inherently good or bad, they simply exist, and it is our response to them that shapes the outcome. The true power of Stoicism lies in its ability to help us shift our perspective. Think about it. If every time a problem arises, we react impulsively, we give away our power. But when we approach challenges with wisdom and calm, we take that power back. The Stoics understood that everything outside of us is beyond our control, but our thoughts, attitudes, and actions are always within our reach. This simple yet profound realization gives us the mental space to breathe, reflect, and choose how to act, regardless of external circumstances. This ability to remain composed amidst the chaos of life is what gives us emotional strength. In its origins, Stoicism was developed by thinkers like Zeno of Citium in ancient Greece, but it found profound expression in the writings of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. These great Stoic philosophers offered timeless wisdom on how to live a life of virtue, one that fosters resilience, emotional control, and inner peace. Marcus Aurelius, in particular, often reflected on the idea that life's true challenge is not the storms we face, but how we choose to respond to them. He was a Roman emperor, a leader in the face of war, crisis, and personal loss, and yet he found peace by adhering to Stoic principles. His writings, found in meditation, are a testament to the power of Stoicism in shaping the way we approach challenges with clarity and virtue. The Stoic view is clear. Life's true challenge isn't the storms we face, but how we choose to respond to them. At its heart, Stoicism teaches that virtue is the highest good, and it is through living a life of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance that we cultivate true happiness and peace. When you live according to these principles, you naturally find calm and strength, even in the most difficult circumstances. These virtues are not just philosophical concepts, they are practical tools that help us navigate the ups and downs of life with unwavering resolve. Now, take a moment and reflect. When you face challenges in your life, whether it's a tough day at work, a strained relationship, or a personal setback, how do you respond? Do you let the situation dictate your emotional state, or do you choose to maintain control over your emotions? This question gets at the very core of Stoicism. It's not about avoiding pain or hardship, but about learning how to transform those experiences into opportunities for growth. Stoicism teaches us that the world will always throw challenges our way, but our response determines whether we rise or fall. Imagine you're in a tough situation, one that feels beyond your control. Instead of succumbing to frustration, anxiety, or anger, you pause. You remind yourself that the situation, as uncomfortable as it may be, is not the source of your distress. Your reaction to it is. This awareness allows you to reclaim your inner peace. Stoicism isn't about rejecting negative emotions. It's about managing them in a way that aligns with your values and principles. As we move forward, let's dive deeper into how the Stoics viewed emotions, not as obstacles to be crushed, but as reactions to our judgments and beliefs. This understanding is crucial in building emotional resilience and mental fortitude, something we'll explore in detail in the next section. By mastering our emotions, we can transform challenges into opportunities for growth, just as the Stoics did. Topic 2. Understanding the Stoic view of emotion. Emotions, whether they're bursts of joy, waves of anger, or moments of deep sadness, are an undeniable part of the human experience. We feel them, we react to them, and sometimes they take control of our decisions and actions. But how do the Stoics view these emotions? Rather than seeing emotions as something to suppress or eliminate, the Stoics understood that emotions are not inherently good or bad. They're simply reactions to the judgments we make about the world around us. This is a profound shift in perspective. Emotions are not the problem. It's how we interpret the events that trigger them. Think about it. When you get angry, it's not the external event that causes your anger. It's your interpretation of that event that triggers the emotion. Perhaps someone cuts you off in traffic, and your immediate response is frustration. But ask yourself, what about the situation made you angry? Was it the action of the other driver, or was it your belief that this action was disrespectful, unfair, or dangerous? By identifying the judgment that leads to the emotion, you take the first step in understanding and controlling your emotional response. In this way, Stoicism teaches us that we don't have to be at the mercy of our emotions. We can choose how to interpret and react to situations. This distinction is key to understanding Stoic philosophy's approach to emotional control. Epictetus, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, said it best: "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet powerful statement forms the foundation of emotional resilience. The Stoics teach that by changing the way we perceive situations, we can change our emotional responses. If you react to a setback with anger or frustration, it's because you've judged that setback as something negative, something to resist. However, if you view that same setback through a lens of reason, calmness, and acceptance, you can respond from a place of peace. Imagine you're dealing with a work challenge. Maybe a colleague criticizes your project in a meeting. In a moment of irritation, you might feel the urge to defend yourself, lash out, or even become discouraged. But consider this. What if, instead of reacting impulsively, you took a deep breath and reminded yourself that the colleague's criticism is simply their perspective, and it doesn't define your worth or the quality of your work? This shift in perception is the heart of Stoic emotional control. It's about recognizing that while you can't always control external events, you can always control how you respond to them. This gives you emotional freedom, the freedom to choose a response that aligns with your values, rather than being swept away by an emotional current. This mindset is transformative because it empowers you. When you understand that emotions are the result of your judgments, you take back control of your emotional state. You no longer need to react blindly to life's challenges. Instead, you can choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. The Stoic view of emotions encourages a deep, reflective practice, where you constantly examine and question your judgments to ensure they align with your higher self. When you begin to practice this regularly, you start to notice a shift, not just in how you respond to situations, but in how you approach life itself. It's not about eliminating emotions. After all, emotions can be powerful indicators that help us understand what we value or what's important to us. But the Stoic perspective encourages us to view emotions with detachment, not as something that controls us, but as something we can observe, understand, and choose how to react to. This practice takes time, but as we learn to reshape our judgments and perceptions, we develop greater emotional resilience, mental clarity, and mental fortitude. As we move forward, let's explore one of the most crucial Stoic concepts, the dichotomy of control. This principle teaches us that there are only two things in life we can truly control: our thoughts and our actions. By fully grasping this idea, we can learn how to let go of the stress and frustration that comes from trying to control things beyond our power. But more on that in the next section, where we'll explore how this fundamental Stoic concept can free us from unnecessary anxiety and stress. Topic 3. The dichotomy of control. One of the most profound lessons of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. This principle teaches that there are only two things in life that are truly within our control: our thoughts and our actions. Everything else, whether it's the weather, other people's behavior, or even the outcomes of our hard work, is beyond our control. This simple but powerful idea can be a game changer for emotional resilience. It's not just a concept, it's a way of living that empowers you to focus on what matters most, your own responses and attitudes. Think about it. How much time do we spend stressing over things we can't change? Whether it's waiting for someone else's approval, trying to predict the outcome of an event, or worrying about uncontrollable factors, we often find ourselves caught in a cycle of stress. Stoicism cuts through all of that by teaching us a radical but liberating truth. We don't need to control everything. We only need to control what's within our grasp, the way we think and the way we act. By letting go of the rest, we create space for peace and emotional clarity. Imagine, for a moment, that you're holding a piece of rope in your hand. On one side of the rope is everything you can control: your reactions, your mindset, and your actions. On the other side is everything you can't control: external events, the actions of others, and even the future. The Stoics encourage us to hold tightly to our side of the rope and let go of everything else. When we cling to what's out of our control, we create unnecessary stress and emotional turmoil. But when we focus on what we can control, our responses and our actions, we gain the inner peace that comes with self-mastery. This isn't a passive approach, it's an active one. By concentrating on what we can influence, we stop wasting energy on things that drain us emotionally. This is where true emotional freedom lies, in accepting the reality that we can't control everything. Think about a situation like a job interview. You can't control whether or not you'll get the job, how the interviewer will react, or what the company's future holds. But what you can control is how prepared you are, how confidently you present yourself, and how you handle any setbacks. By focusing on your side of the rope, you free yourself from the anxiety and frustration that comes with trying to control the uncontrollable. Instead of stressing over the outcome, you focus on the process. This is true empowerment. You give yourself the freedom to act in alignment with your values, knowing that no matter the result, you've done your best. The dichotomy of control also plays a huge role in stress management. Most of the stress we experience comes from our attempts to control things beyond our power. If we can learn to let go of these attempts and focus on our own thoughts and actions, we reduce a significant source of stress. Imagine trying to swim against the current of a river. No matter how hard you try, the current will always win. The more you struggle, the more exhausting it becomes. But if you swim with the current, focusing on your stroke, on your breathing, on the rhythm, you'll find yourself navigating the river with far less struggle and resistance. This shift in perspective is everything. Instead of battling against the current of life, you learn to flow with it, making use of the energy you already have to move forward. By embracing the dichotomy of control, we begin to cultivate a Stoic mindset. This mindset is all about recognizing the limits of our control and accepting the things we can't change, while taking full responsibility for the things we can. It's about choosing the right response, no matter the circumstances. This mental shift allows us to act with purpose, calm, and clarity, something that will serve us in every area of life. It's not about giving up or becoming passive. Rather, it's about engaging with the world in a way that is centered, grounded, and purposeful. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into how transforming your mindset from reaction to response is a crucial part of emotional mastery. Topic 4. Transforming your mindset from reaction to response. How often do you react impulsively to situations in your life? Think about the last time something didn't go your way. Perhaps a conversation escalated into an argument, or you found yourself frustrated at work. In these moments, it's easy to fall into reacting. But what if, instead of reacting, you could respond more thoughtfully. This shift in mindset is the cornerstone of emotional mastery. The difference between reaction and response lies in how much space we give ourselves before acting. A reaction is often automatic, impulsive, and driven by emotion. A response, on the other hand, is intentional, thoughtful, and grounded in reason. Imagine being in the middle of a stressful situation. Your heart starts racing, your thoughts become scattered, and your emotions flare up. Now, instead of immediately acting on those emotions, you pause. You take a deep breath and remind yourself that you have the power to choose your response. That moment of pause is where transformation happens. This shift from reaction to response is empowerment. It's about taking control of the space between stimulus and reaction. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, often reflected on the power of this space. In his writings, he emphasized that while we cannot always control external events, we have absolute control over how we perceive them and how we react. When we train ourselves to respond with mindfulness, we cultivate a sense of inner calm and emotional resilience that allows us to handle even the most difficult circumstances with grace. Let's break this down further. Suppose you receive negative feedback at work. A reaction might be to feel hurt, defensive, or even angry. You might want to argue or push back, but a response, using the Stoic mindset, would involve taking a moment to reflect on the feedback. You might ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do better moving forward? By responding rather than reacting, you transform a potentially negative situation into an opportunity for growth. The ability to choose your response, especially in challenging situations, is mental toughness in action. It requires practice, patience, and self-awareness. But once you begin implementing this practice, you'll find that you're no longer at the mercy of your emotions. You are in charge of your emotional state. This is a crucial step in building resilience and developing the mental strength needed to navigate life's inevitable challenges. As we move on, let's dive into how Stoic practices can be used to build unshakable calm and emotional mastery. These practices are the tools that help us cultivate the emotional strength necessary to face adversity without losing our peace. Topic 5. Building unshakable calm. Stoic practices for emotional mastery. Imagine being in the middle of a chaotic situation, whether it's a stressful day at work, an argument with a loved one, or a sudden crisis, and feeling completely calm and composed. Not because the situation is easy, but because you've developed the ability to remain unshaken, no matter what life throws your way. This isn't a fantasy. It's entirely possible through Stoic practices designed to cultivate emotional mastery. The first step in building unshakable calm is to integrate mindfulness into your daily life. The Stoics were early advocates of mindfulness, teaching us to be fully present in the moment and aware of our thoughts and reactions. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, often wrote about observing his own thoughts and behaviors to ensure they aligned with his core values. By practicing mindfulness, you gain greater insight into your emotional patterns and start to recognize when you're reacting impulsively. This awareness is key to emotional control. One powerful Stoic practice is premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of potential misfortunes. This exercise involves mentally preparing yourself for difficult situations before they arise. For example, you might imagine how you would handle a stressful meeting or a tough conversation. By mentally rehearsing challenges ahead of time, you reduce the emotional impact when they actually occur. It's like training for a marathon. You prepare your mind to endure the discomfort so that when the real race begins, you're ready to handle it with strength and clarity. Another Stoic technique to cultivate emotional strength is the practice of journaling. Stoics like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius kept daily journals as a way to reflect on their thoughts, emotions, and actions. The act of journaling allows you to examine your emotional responses and evaluate whether they are aligned with your Stoic principles. It's also a powerful tool for developing mental clarity. When you write down your thoughts, you can process complex emotions and situations with greater objectivity, which helps to reduce emotional turbulence. As you incorporate these practices into your life, you'll begin to notice something profound. Your emotional responses start to lose their power over you. You become less reactive and more proactive in shaping your emotional landscape. For instance, when faced with a frustrating situation, instead of spiraling into frustration or anger, you pause and reflect. You remind yourself of what's within your control and focus on responding thoughtfully. Over time, this practice builds mental fortitude and emotional resilience. Ultimately, building unshakable calm is about mastering the ability to remain centered, no matter what life throws at you. Stoic practices such as mindfulness, premeditation, and journaling are your tools for developing this inner peace. But the journey doesn't end here. Stoicism also teaches us the importance of embracing adversity as a means of strengthening our character and emotional resolve. In the next section, we'll explore how resilience plays a crucial role in Stoic philosophy and how you can harness it to become emotionally unstoppable. Topic 6. The role of resilience in Stoicism. Resilience is often seen as the ability to bounce back from hardship. But in Stoic philosophy, resilience takes on a deeper meaning. It's not just about recovering from adversity, it's about becoming stronger because of it. Resilience, in this sense, is not about merely surviving life's challenges, it's about growing through them. The Stoics believed that adversity is not just something to endure, but an essential ingredient for personal growth. Every challenge we face is an opportunity for us to build emotional strength, sharpen our mental clarity, and develop the fortitude necessary to navigate life's unpredictable nature. To the Stoics, true resilience is about maintaining inner peace and emotional stability, no matter what happens on the outside. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way: loss, failure, disappointment, but how you respond to these challenges determines your emotional strength. Stoicism teaches us that it is not the absence of adversity that leads to strength, but how we choose to respond when life tests us. Rather than seeking to avoid discomfort or hardship, Stoicism encourages us to embrace it as a means to cultivate a stronger, more resilient self. This mindset shift is essential. It's about accepting that suffering and challenges are part of life, and that facing them head-on builds emotional fortitude. Think of it this way: you wouldn't expect a muscle to grow without resistance, right? Similarly, our emotional muscles grow stronger when we face life's difficulties directly. Every time we confront a challenge instead of avoiding it, we strengthen our ability to endure, to persevere, and to remain calm under pressure. This transformation occurs gradually, and it's through this process that we develop a robust inner strength, one that external circumstances can't shake. An excellent example of Stoic resilience comes from the life of Epictetus, who was born a slave and endured many hardships throughout his life. Despite these challenges, he never let external circumstances define his inner state. In fact, Epictetus taught that the greatest freedom we have is the freedom to choose how we respond to life's difficulties. His resilience came from his unwavering commitment to the Stoic belief that we are responsible for our own emotional responses, no matter the situation. He didn't see himself as a victim of circumstances, but as someone with the power to rise above them. This idea of embracing adversity as a tool for growth can be incredibly liberating. When you stop avoiding challenges and start facing them head-on, you cultivate a mindset that is unshakable. Think about the times in your life when you faced something difficult, whether it was a tough personal challenge, a professional setback, or a deep personal loss. How did you react? Did you shrink away from it, or did you rise to the occasion? Stoicism teaches us that we have the capacity to rise. We can choose to meet life's obstacles with courage and wisdom, transforming each hardship into an opportunity for growth. Incorporating resilience into your daily life requires practice. One powerful Stoic exercise is voluntary discomfort, where you intentionally expose yourself to situations that are slightly uncomfortable or challenging. For instance, you might skip a meal to practice hunger, take a cold shower to embrace discomfort, or deliberately set aside time for a difficult but necessary task. These small acts of resilience building help to strengthen your character and prepare you for life's larger challenges. By regularly choosing to place yourself in uncomfortable situations, you train your mind and body to endure discomfort without losing your calm or clarity. You build a mental toughness that enables you to face the storms of life with unshakable resolve. By embracing resilience, you develop a robust inner foundation that no external event can shake. You begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities for growth. When you view challenges through the lens of Stoicism, you start to see them for what they truly are: opportunities to build your emotional muscle, to refine your character, and to grow stronger with each trial. With resilience, you cultivate the mental toughness to not only survive difficult situations, but to emerge from them stronger and more emotionally capable. Life's challenges no longer feel like obstacles. They become stepping stones on the path to becoming the best version of yourself. As we look ahead, let's explore how Stoicism for stress can help you turn life's challenges into sources of growth rather than sources of anxiety. This next step will teach you how to use the wisdom of Stoicism to manage stress in a way that enhances your emotional resilience. Topic 7. Real-life applications of Stoicism for unstoppable emotional strength. We've talked a lot about the theory and principles of Stoicism, but how does it apply to real-life situations? Stoicism isn't just for philosophers or ancient thinkers. It's a practical, everyday tool that can help anyone build unstoppable emotional strength. Whether you're dealing with personal setbacks, professional challenges, or unexpected life changes, Stoicism provides a framework for handling stress and adversity with grace and resilience. It's a philosophy that empowers you to stay grounded in any situation, no matter how difficult. One powerful example of Stoicism in action is Nelson Mandela. During his 27 years in prison, Mandela faced unimaginable hardship. He was isolated from his family, subjected to physical and emotional abuse, and forced to endure conditions that would break most people. Yet, Mandela maintained his inner peace and purpose. Like a true Stoic, he accepted the reality of his situation without losing his sense of dignity and inner strength. Mandela knew that while he could not control his circumstances, he could control his reaction to them. He embraced his suffering as an opportunity for personal growth and continued his fight for justice. His ability to maintain composure in the face of such adversity is a testament to the power of Stoicism in building emotional strength. He showed the world that true resilience is not about avoiding hardship, but about using it as a stepping stone to something greater. Another example comes from the world of business. Think about Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. Early on, Amazon faced major challenges. The company was losing money, the market was uncertain, and many people doubted its future. But Bezos, grounded in a Stoic mindset, focused on the long-term vision and kept his emotions in check. He understood that external circumstances, like market conditions or the opinions of others, were beyond his control. What he could control was his response. He stayed focused, adapted to challenges, and made decisions based on reason rather than emotion. By doing so, he was able to navigate through uncertain times with mental clarity and emotional stability. Today, Amazon is one of the most successful companies in the world, in part because of Bezos' resilience and ability to remain calm in the face of pressure. His example shows us that mental fortitude and emotional control are essential for overcoming challenges, whether in business or in life. Now, think about your own life. Have you faced challenges that tested your emotional strength? Whether it's a difficult work situation, a strained relationship, or a personal loss, Stoicism teaches us to respond with wisdom and clarity. Instead of reacting impulsively, a Stoic mindset encourages you to pause and ask yourself, what can I control here? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? This shift in perspective is powerful. By consistently practicing this mindset, you transform your emotional strength and develop the resilience needed to face any challenge head-on. Rather than becoming overwhelmed, you start to see every obstacle as an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. In your day-to-day life, you can apply Stoicism to stress management by focusing on the present moment and letting go of worries about the future. Anxiety often stems from our fear of the unknown, what might happen tomorrow, next week, or in the years to come. But the Stoic approach teaches you to focus on what's in your control today. Instead of stressing over potential future problems, you learn to manage your thoughts and actions in the present. By applying this principle, you reduce unnecessary anxiety and cultivate a calm and focused mind. Life will always have its ups and downs, but how you respond to those fluctuations is what truly matters. The Stoic perspective shifts your focus away from external chaos and back to your internal state, where true peace is found. Stoicism isn't about avoiding difficulties, it's about learning to navigate them with emotional mastery. The more you practice Stoicism, the stronger you become. With each challenge, you gain more insight into yourself and the world around you. You stop reacting to life's obstacles and start responding with wisdom, reason, and strength. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. And as we continue, we'll explore how the journey to inner calm is not a destination, but a lifetime practice. It's about consistently applying Stoic principles every day, no matter what life throws at you. This is the path to true emotional freedom, a path that takes you from reaction to proactive resilience, and from emotional turbulence to unshakable calm. Topic 8. The Journey to Inner Calm, a Lifetime Practice. Achieving inner calm and emotional mastery isn't a one-time event or a quick fix, it's a lifelong journey. The principles of Stoicism are not something you master overnight. They require consistent practice, reflection, and the willingness to grow from life's challenges. Just like learning a new skill or improving physical fitness, developing emotional resilience takes time and dedication. Stoicism is a way of life, and it requires daily commitment. As you begin to integrate Stoic practices into your life, you'll start to notice small shifts in your emotional responses, but the real transformation happens over time. It's about committing to a process, not just the result. Think of this journey as training for a marathon. At first, the process might feel slow and difficult. You might struggle to change old habits, like reacting emotionally to stressful situations or letting external events dictate your mood. You may find yourself falling back into old patterns, reacting impulsively despite your best intentions. But just like in training for a marathon, every step counts. With each practice, each moment of reflection, and each time you choose a Stoic response, you're building emotional strength. It's the small victories that add up over time. As you continue practicing, your ability to stay calm and composed during life's challenges will become stronger. Over time, these Stoic practices become second nature. Your Stoic mindset becomes the lens through which you view the world, and your emotional resilience grows stronger with each challenge you face. The Stoics themselves understood this. Marcus Aurelius, despite being one of the most powerful men in the world, spent his days meditating on Stoic principles. He knew that the pursuit of inner peace and emotional strength required constant effort. Marcus didn't let his power distract him from the need to constantly reflect and improve. He made time every day for self-reflection and meditation, and he recognized that true mastery comes through ongoing practice. In his personal journal, he wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This quote encapsulates the Stoic belief that our inner peace and emotional stability are directly tied to how we choose to think. Marcus Aurelius, despite the chaos surrounding him, cultivated an inner calm that allowed him to lead with wisdom, clarity, and composure. His example shows us that emotional mastery is a lifelong pursuit that requires diligence and a willingness to grow every day. As you embark on your own journey to inner calm, remember that it's not about perfection, it's about progress. The road to emotional mastery will not always be smooth. There will be days when you fall short, when your emotions get the best of you, or when life feels overwhelming. But each setback is simply another opportunity to learn and grow. The key is to keep coming back to your Stoic practices, whether that's mindfulness, journaling, reflection, or voluntary discomfort, and continue to build on your resilience. It's not about never failing, it's about failing forward, with the understanding that each challenge is an opportunity to improve. Eventually, the more you practice Stoicism, the more natural it will feel to remain calm in the face of adversity. you'll find yourself responding with wisdom, clarity, and emotional strength, no matter the circumstances. Whether it's a personal struggle or a professional setback, the Stoic mindset will help you stay grounded and focused. Emotional stability becomes a habit, and it no longer feels like something you have to actively work at. The journey to inner calm is a process, and while the road may be long, every step you take makes you stronger and more resilient. It's not just about reaching a destination of inner peace, it's about consistently practicing, learning, and evolving. Now that you have a deeper understanding of how Stoic practices can build unshakable calm and unstoppable emotional strength, the next step is to apply these principles consistently in your own life. Remember, the journey to emotional mastery is not just about mastering the theory, it's about living it day in and day out, in every interaction and every decision. The true power of Stoicism is in how it transforms your daily life, helping you cultivate a mindset that is calm, resilient, and focused no matter what life brings your way. Throughout this video, we've explored the powerful Stoic principles that help you master your emotions, build resilience, and achieve unshakable calm in any situation. It's clear that Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a practical toolkit for emotional strength, personal growth, and navigating life's challenges with grace and clarity. Remember, the journey to inner peace is a lifelong process, and every step you take toward embracing these Stoic practices brings you closer to becoming the strongest, most resilient version of yourself. As you begin applying Stoic principles to your life, ask yourself, how will you respond the next time life throws a challenge your way? Will you react with impulsive emotion, or will you choose a calm, reasoned response? The power is in your hands. If you found this video helpful and want to learn more about Stoicism and emotional mastery, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who could use some of this wisdom. Stay focused on building your mental strength and resilience. It's time to take control of your emotions and live a life filled with peace, clarity, and unstoppable strength.